The splash of metal hitting water sliced through the night. I stood frozen, watching as my car keys disappeared beneath the dark, shifting current of the river. Emily, my wife, stood at the edge with her arms folded, her lips twisted in a smile that felt more cruel than playful. "Now you're stuck with me," she said, her tone sharp, tinged with glee. My chest tightened as I stared at her, struggling to register what had just happened. We'd argued before, but this moment was different. Something in her laugh, too cold, too deliberate, sent a knot twisting in my stomach. It wasn't a laugh of someone joking or even lashing out in anger. It was a laugh of someone who had already picked a side, and that side wasn't mine. At first, I tried to brush it off. We were stressed, money problems, long hours, endless little pressures that chip away at a marriage. Maybe she snapped. Maybe I did. Everyone cracks at some point. But as we drove back in her car, I couldn't get the image of her smirk out of my mind. The way she looked when my keys sank beneath the water. That night, lying in bed next to her, I listened to her steady breathing. Too calm, as though nothing had happened. My mind replayed every word from earlier, especially when she said, "You'll never leave me. You wouldn't even know how." At the time, it sounded like a cruel jab. Now, it felt like a confession. The first crack appeared a week later. I was searching for my charger when I found her phone buzzing under a pile of laundry. A name lit up the screen, Mark. I didn't know any Mark. Not a co-worker she'd mentioned, not family, not a friend. She walked in just as I picked it up. "Don't touch my phone," she snapped, yanking it from my hand. "I thought it was mine." I lied, though we both knew better. Her eyes burned into mine, but she said nothing more. She shoved the phone into her pocket and walked out. The rest of the evening, her tone was clipped, her laughter forced. And when she went to bed, she curled up tightly like she was shielding something. Doubt started eating at me. I told myself I was overthinking, that a name didn't equal betrayal. But then came the late nights, the strange work meetings, the way she guarded her phone like it held her very soul. One evening, when she said she was running out for groceries, I followed her. My heart pounded as I trailed her car down quiet streets. She didn't go to the store. She pulled into a cafe parking lot. And there he was, a man I'd never seen before, leaning across the table, whispering something that made her laugh. Really laugh. The way she had with me in months. I sat in my car, staring at the scene. Her smile, her gestures, the way she touched his hand so naturally. It felt like someone reached into my chest and crushed my heart in their fist. When she came home later, I waited in the kitchen. "How were the groceries?" I asked, too calm. She froze for the briefest moment. "They were out of what I needed. I'll try again tomorrow." I nodded, pretending to believe her, but inside, something fractured. The trust I'd built my life on was gone, leaving only anger and grief. Weeks passed, and I felt like a ghost in my own marriage. Every smile from her seemed rehearsed. Every kiss tasted of guilt. Every buzz of her phone made me sick. One night, I asked a question that had been gnawing at me. "Who is Mark?" My voice shook despite my effort to stay firm. Her fork clattered against the plate. For a moment, she was silent. Then she forced a smile. "Just a co-worker." "Then why don't you laugh like that with co-workers?" I asked quietly. Her eyes flickered. Fear, anger, something I couldn't pin down. "You're paranoid," she snapped. "You're imagining things because you don't trust me." But that was the truth. I wanted to trust her. I had trusted her with everything. And now I couldn't even trust the sound of her laughter. The breaking point came on a rainy night. She came home late, her clothes damp, her hair tousled. She froze when she saw me waiting. "Where were you?" I asked. "Work," she answered too fast. "Work doesn't leave lipstick on your collar," I said flatly. Her face drained. She opened her mouth, then shut it again. For once, she had no excuse, no witty denial, no cruel laugh. Just silence. And in that silence, I had my answer. I didn't shout. I didn't throw anything. I just sat there, staring at the woman I thought I knew, realizing she was a stranger. My hands shook, my chest ached, my throat burned, but no words came. Finally, she whispered, I didn't mean for it to happen. But she had. Every late night, every lie, every secret smile, it had all been choices. Choices that carved me out of her world while she built another with someone else. That night, I packed a bag. She watched me, tears in her eyes, but said nothing. She didn't fight for me, and that cut deeper than the betrayal itself. As I walked out, I thought of River. The night she tossed my keys into the water and laughed. Back then, I thought she wanted to trap me. Now I understood she wasn't afraid of losing me. She was daring me to see how little it mattered if I stayed. I stepped into the rain, breathing the cold air, and for the first time in months, I felt free. Her laughter still echoed in my head, sharp and mocking, but it no longer held me. I wasn't stuck anymore. And as I walked away, suitcase in hand, I realized what I should have known all along. Love can survive mistakes, but it can't survive betrayal. Not hers. Not mine.